So we're going to start off with our dear friend, Jim Kehm. Jim started playing hockey at Steinberg Rink in Forest Park. Not an easy place to play hockey. As a peewee, he was asked to referee the next game because the referee didn't show up. Well, he fell in love with refereeing. He ended up being a referee in the Central Hockey League and some NHL preseason games. Jim describes himself as a Southside Hoosier from Southwest High. Congratulations, Jim Kehm. I'll direct your attention to the video screen, please.
Chase has dropped the right glove. Robert Dirk wants to get in there. And Dirk lands on the ice with Ferraro. And the local linesman, Jim Kehm, finds himself trying to, actually it's Dan Shakty. Last year in the IHL, tries to go to work with the right hand, but he doesn't have much reach with Ladouceur trying to hold him off. They don't have a threat of anything else breaking out here.
I was just going to say, Rick, if the people are cheering for Chase getting the helmet off Ladouceur, that means Ladouceur is a big victor in here because he got that helmet off much earlier.
Hey Jim, Sugar Ray Leonard here. Your friend Mark wanted me to reach out to you and say congratulations on your induction to the St. Louis Amateur Hockey Hall of Fame. I mean, that's a mouthful, that's some big stuff. What an honor. You're a champ, buddy. No question about that, Jim. Hang in there.
Hello, distinguished guests. For those that don't know me or who don't recognize me due to the effects of age and gravity, I'm Mark Weissman. My dear friend Jim Kehm asked that I convey his thoughts and appreciation for this evening's award and recognition. It's my honor and privilege to speak on his behalf. Jimmy, I know you're sitting out there in this crowd someplace. Wave to everyone so that they can see where you are. Attaboy. Excellent. Folks, I realize I don't speak as eloquently as Jimmy, but I'm going to give it my best shot. Now, and with his blessing, as if Jim was standing on this stage before you, the following is his message of appreciation. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am overwhelmed with gratitude to have been selected as an inductee into the St. Louis Amateur Hockey Hall of Fame. Thank you all so much for being here to share in this occasion with me this evening. I'm honored to have my life's participation and accomplishments within the hockey community recognized in this way by my friends and colleagues. My entire life has been devoted to the game of hockey and to helping others fulfill their dreams just as I did. It means so much to me that I would be recognized simply for what I believe is the greatest sport on earth. A sport that I'm so passionate about that also resonates with so many others. These accomplishments and the road that I walk down is not something that I did alone. There are many others who deserve to share in this award. Pre-NHL, I wanted to play hockey in the worst way. I had a need to be a part of a team, forging bonds with others and scoring goals. I didn't care what position I played. I skated pretty well and thought that it would be easy to make a team. Tryouts for a junior B team came about, and the coach was Lou Struckman. I skated my heart out that day. At the end of the day, Lou pulled me aside and said, "Man, can you skate? But you're no hockey player." He then asked if I knew Mark Weissman, who at the time was head of officials for the junior B program. Lou felt I would make a decent on-ice official. I called Mark. He explained that my timing was great and let me know that the secret to officiating was having a thick hide, because I was about to hear things that are mean-spirited and cruel, but on the other hand, sometimes pretty clever and funny. Mark convinced me to give it a try. Talk about on-the-job training. I was thrown right into a junior B game as a referee, not a linesman, after reading the rule book just one time and having worked my very first Pee Wee game the day before. I never forgot the third period of my first junior game. There was a brief break. It was pretty quiet, and there was a woman in the stands that yells out, "Kehm, you're like a pregnant woman. You have missed 3 periods." I thought that was pretty funny. 3 periods completed, I sat in the locker room thinking to myself, why would I want to do this? Both sides verbally kicked my ass. The crowd, who didn't know me, hated my guts. Quite unbelievably, Frank Ferrara Sr. found me on the way out of the Brentwood ice rink and congratulated me on a job well done. I thought I stunk at it, and yet he thought otherwise. Before leaving the rink, something extraordinary happened. As I recall, Matt Buha approached me and said the guys were going for a beer and would I like to join in. How on earth does this happen? They yelled and cursed me less than 30 minutes ago, and now they want me to go for a drink? Was it a trick to get me alone and put a can of whoop-ass on me? Not at all. I quickly found out what it was like to be included in what would become my hockey family and community. The feeling was quite overwhelming and beyond words. I decided this gig was for me, and so it began. A special thanks to Vince McDonald of Steinberg Rink, Ed Olson, George Owens, Bill McKenna, Spike Gannon, Lou Struckman, Ed Wentworth, Keith Blaze, Matt Buha, Mark Smith, and Bill Selman. These people offered a big helping hand along the way towards my first contract with the Central Hockey League in 1976. By dumb luck, the first CHL game I was thrown into was because one of the linesmen suffered an injury and couldn't work the game. I was actually walking to my car to return from Kansas City to St. Louis when the rink manager stopped me, pulled me out of the car, and said, "Get your gear on in a hurry. They need you." In the stands sat Scotty Morrison, NHL referee. Following the game, I was approached to travel to Bruce Hood's School of Refereeing. A contract was laid at my feet, and the time of my life began. Just like the players, on-ice referees have a limited number of years to ply their trade. Many years later, and once it was obvious that my legs would no longer allow me to be on ice, I took on the role of video replay judge in 1994. For the past 28 years, I've enjoyed a front row seat reviewing questionable goals for the NHL. That torch will now be passed along to the next generation. I especially want to acknowledge and thank my parents, Police Lieutenant George and Betty Kehm. They encouraged me every step of the way and dug deep into their pockets to make sure I had what was necessary to achieve my dreams. Something that most of you will never experience is being a twin. There's nothing better on earth than having someone that thinks and looks like you and that you can lean on no matter what. A lot of tomfoolery takes place when you can easily switch places with someone else. I recall a game where my twin brother Tim was in the stands. I wasn't yet on ice, and a fan loudly said his team had an honest chance of winning because Kehm wasn't doing the game. This guy thought I was standing next to him, which in his mind assured that someone else was going to do the game, and they had a shot. When I skated out, the fan cried, "Oh, damn, there's 2 of them. We're effed." All kidding aside, I can't thank my twin brother Tim enough for his friendship, his companionship, and everything he has done for me along the way. He is the best brother anyone could ever ask for, twin or no twin. Last but not least, thank you to the St. Louis Amateur Hockey Hall of Fame for offering recognition to me and others like me. I hope that this recognition of my efforts can serve as an inspiration to others in the sport. Remember, if my efforts and contributions can make a difference, so can yours. I'll continue to contribute to the best of my ability for as long as possible. I am humbled and appreciative. Thank you and good night.